Hi, I'm Tyrrell of Uncommon Knowledge and HypnosisDownloads.com, and welcome to Overcoming Insecurity in Relationships. Use these 7 tips to stop feeling insecure about your relationship. So a client of mine told me, she said, "I'm driving him away. I just know I am," she sniffed. "It's just that I love him so much and I can't bear the thought of losing him." Emma, a client, had been badly hurt before by her former cheating fiancé. Once bitten, twice shy. Part of her knew that her new man was decent and caring and honest, but the emotional bit of Emma felt that it was just a matter of time before things went wrong. "If he's quiet," she said, "I actually start panicking. I'm thinking, what's he planning? Is he going to finish with me? Has he met someone else? If I don't know exactly where he is, I get suspicious. He constantly has to reassure me. What can I do? Why am I so insecure and jealous?" So insecurity spoils relationships. Insecurity drives people to become too clingy or needy, and this creates further problems. Feeling insecure in a relationship is natural up to a point, at least until the relationship settles. So let's look at this in more depth. Relationships, a security issue. When we enter an intimate relationship, we can feel very emotionally vulnerable, especially if we've felt let down or hurt in previous relationships. Will they reject me? Have I done something to upset them? This is just too good to last. These are all the typical thoughts and feelings of the chronically insecure partner. Being insecure is a whole lot of hard work. So what does it involve? Seeing problems where none exist. When we become anxious about anything, we start looking for signs of things going wrong. So nervous flyers, for example, look out for signs that the aircraft is in trouble. And of course, we usually find, or think we have, what we're looking for, even if it isn't really there at all. We perform constant monitoring. Do they look fed up? Why did they just say that? Who's this other person they've just mentioned? Should I feel threatened? Are they less attentive? Why did they pause after I suggested we meet up? All this is exhausting. And Emma said that she had often felt inadequate and not good enough, in her words, to be with her current partner. She couldn't possibly understand what he could see in her. She also told me she had ended many previous relationships because of her insecurity. "It felt easier for me to end it before they did," she told me. Walking away rather than risk the pain of feeling abandoned can seem the easiest thing to do, but we all need the comforts and support that intimacy can bring us in life. So what can you do if your insecurity is blighting your relationships? Number 1, stop confusing imagination with reality. Making stuff up and then believing it is a surefire way to self-torment. The insecure flyer, as I mentioned, will hear the normal mechanism of the air conditioning and twist it within their imagination to signify impending doom via crash and burn. They'll imagine the bored look on the air steward's face to be barely concealed terror because he must know something we don't. The over-imaginative flyer may even fantasize the sound of the landing gear coming down and imagine that's the engine falling out of the sky from the plane. They scare themselves by assuming what they imagine represents reality. Now, there are normal mechanisms to any relationship. There are ebbs and flows and mood changes and moments of intimacy and closeness and comfortable spaces. These ebbs and flows are normal. Wanting to be absolutely close and intimate all the time is like wanting an aeroplane to never make a sound or a movement, or wanting the tide never to come in and out. Next time you feel insecure, ask yourself what it is you're imagining. Write it down on paper under stuff I'm making up in my head. Being able to distinguish between what you imagine and what is actually happening is a massive step towards self-assurance, which neatly links to number 2, avoid the certainty trap. Overcoming relationship insecurity is partly about becoming less controlling. This may sound strange, but feeling that this relationship must be exactly as I think it should be, is a form of over-control. A sign of insecurity in relationships is when the desire for certainty becomes too strong. Having to know whether your partner really loves you, having to know this or having to know that, puts a lot of unnecessary strain and tension into the relationship. The fact is, we all have to live with uncertainty. Insecure people can still feel insecure even when they're told they're loved, because of course they can find ways of not believing that. Wanting what is not possible, complete and utter certainty in all and everything forever, is not possible because imagination can still make up doubts. So stop looking for certainty where it doesn't apply. Self-assurance comes from starting to relax with the uncertainties of life. Wanting to know for certain that someone will be with you forever prevents you enjoying the here and now. Nothing in life is certain, and it doesn't always have to be. Number 3, give the relationship room to breathe. When you plant a seed in the ground, you need to give it access to light, water, and air. You need to give it space to develop. Your relationship needs room to breathe. Schedule in some separate time and just see that for what it is. The developing flower needing space to grow isn't a sign that it's heading for collapse. Quite the reverse, in fact. Number 4, stop mind reading. Constantly wondering what your partner's thinking is a quick route to anxiety. If they say one thing, don't assume they mean another. If they say nothing, don't assume that their silence is significant either. Many men relax by not talking. Constantly wondering and asking what someone's thinking is a dead end, because even if they do tell you, will you believe them anyway? Mind reading happens when we assume we know what someone is thinking when we don't. When you stop doing it, you really begin to respect someone's privacy, because everyone deserves the right to have space to think their own thoughts and inside their own head. So constantly asking, what are you thinking, can make someone want to withdraw further from you and actually diminish intimacy. Number 5, stop comparing current relationships to past ones. Have you ever taken an instant dislike or liking to someone merely because they reminded you of someone else who you disliked or liked? Some people do this with whole relationships. Because they were in a relationship perhaps with someone who was abusive or very critical of them or dishonest or who let them down in some way or who left them, they respond to a new partner defensively or angrily when in fact the new partner is not really like the old one at all. The extreme form of this sloppy comparison can lead to destructive overgeneralizations such as all men are lying bastards or all women are promiscuous money grabbers. If you suspect you've been making faulty, unfair overgeneralizations or comparisons between your current partner and a former one, then write a list of all the destructive traits of your former partner. Next to that list, write a list of all the ways your current partner is different and review this list regularly. This will help you to stop assuming that the future has to be like the past. Number 6, for security, seek self-assurance. Rather than always looking to the other person to make you feel secure in your relationship, get into the habit of reassuring yourself. Start to challenge your own fears and imaginings rather than just accepting them. Ask yourself, hold on a second, what real evidence is there for that fear? At the same time, you can focus on the thought, okay, nothing in this life is certain, and I can live with that. And even if this relationship did end, I'm strong enough to go through it and ride it out, and will have learnt something from it. We all need to go with the flow in relationships. What we fear will be the end of the world if it happens. Never really is. So sit down, close your eyes sometimes, and strongly imagine feeling relaxed and secure around your partner. This will train your brain to feel that whatever happens, I'll be okay. And finally, number 7, focus on the good. Relationships are meant to be fun, at least some of the time. Insecure people look for signs of what's not working. They drive the fun out of the relationship. I want you to look for signs of what is working. Doing this will get you and your partner feeling naturally more positive and, of course, closer. No meaningful relationship will always totally work all the time. Being too all or nothing about relationships spells trouble. There are always some difficulties, but keep focusing on what is good. This doesn't mean that you have to accept anyone who will accept you, even if they're obviously not right for you. Okay? But it does mean that if there are occasional problems, you don't have to throw the baby out with the bathwater and become so destructive that the relationship ends, or so clingy that your partner ends it for you. Okay. Emma learned to relax and enjoy her relationship. She stopped feeling she had to control what her partner thought or did, and her new laid-back attitude made it easier for their love to genuinely blossom. A good relationship is there for you to enjoy together, to share resources and develop together in healthy ways. If someone really does treat you badly or lies and cheats, then feeling insecure is a natural and justified response to that. Okay. However, if you're actually in a generally good relationship, then follow these tips, because what you have is precious, but possibly not as precious as the knowledge that whatever happens, you can relax because you'll be okay and you'll come through it. So I hope you found that useful, and if you did, please hit like and subscribe. And if you want to hear when my next video is published, hit the notification bell below. I'm Tyrrell of Uncommon Knowledge and hypnosisdownloads.com. And if you'd like to try some of my personal development products, head over to hypnosisdownloads.com and take a look around. And thanks for watching.